Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie, Deja, whatever y'all call me. Got a few new names, Pudding, and one of my new friends called me what they used to call me back in the day, Peaches. So yeah, I got many names, y'all. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. I actually enjoyed myself resting. Yeah, I really needed it. It was much needed. I've been on the go grinding for the last 4 months, non-stop. I think since September, October, November, December, yeah. 4 months, yeah. 3 to 4 months. It's been a rough road, but I got through it. It took me 4 months before my body decided to start to break down. So that's a wonderful thing. Yeah. Working anywhere from 60 to 55 hours a week. It was, like I said, very rough. But I'm here, I'm alive, and I'm here to talk about it. But we want to talk about today, why are all these people gay? Why are all these women gay? Why these women have lost sexuality? Why do these men want so much control over women sexually? It's a bad look. It's a very bad look, guys. We're going to talk about that because that's something that we will be getting rid of for the next generation. We will not allow them to feel like they are not worthy of finding a good man or finding a good woman or being able to balance their lives because the love is just not there or they just can't find it. It's not you. It's the generation. The generation, I would say early 30s all the way up to 40 to 45 want sole control, and that's not how it works, One, we are built to have families, work, and take care of our families, as a whole, man, woman, children. This last generation, everybody wanted to be gay, and it's not because that's what's in them. You have those that they want to be gay. Their soul tells them they're gay. But then you have all these people that is trying it just because they can't find love. And that's not sufficient enough for me and a whole bunch of other people that know that love is possibly able to be found. Then you have others that's always interfering with what goes on in people's lives, Let me tell you, I've met a friend, right? And he said to me, well, how many men have you ran away from you? So I laughed. Instead of him saying, how many men have you dealt with that you couldn't make a full-fledged relationship with? What was the negativity of those relationships in order for you to grow and be the person you are today? He just came in totally negative. I laughed about it, And the reason why I laughed about it is because a woman of my character don't run people away. They run themselves away. Because I live a peaceful, godly, loving, I'm trying to think of what other words I can use for y'all to get an understanding of what type of life I live. It's all about family for me. And when you go against me, when it comes to family, I was raised, and I always talk about the way I was raised, and I wasn't raised wrong. It just so happens, I get out here in the world, and I see people and the way they live and the way they do things, and I say, ooh, that can't be right, because I was raised this way, and our lives was happy. Our family was happy. We had some bad things going on in our lives, but then we also had a lot of good things going on in our lives as well. When I speak of my family, they might have had some issues with certain things, but we all learn as we grow. And continue to build. Now, I want to talk to y'all a minute about the book, That Boxer. The book is just talking about boxing. It's not. It's talking about the reality of life, real life. Okay? And I wrote the book to teach. Okay? This is why I wanted it to be a series. I wanted to sell it as a series, and I won't continue to write until it's bought as a series, to teach the next generation what life is supposed to be about. In this book, there was no cheating. It did show in the book how a past relationship kept coming up. And it resulted into a fight, which is not always a thing, However, some people can walk away from a relationship and some people can't. But of course, I had to give the book some life, some excitement, a little drama. But it's actually a love story, okay? And within that love story, it shows money, working, children, family, the time that this woman and guy spent, how they took time out to vacation and continue to work and still build their careers. His career as a boxer, even though he owned his own car lot and was into other things, and she was a career woman, it showed them working towards a relationship and bringing it together as one to complete a family. Okay, the book leads off at the end where she was pregnant with twins. They were about to get married and move on with their lives. I didn't complete it because I have nothing to write about, because this generation gives you nothing to write about. Okay? Everything is so lame. Their lives, their how can I explain it? It's not like my generation. My generation, we did. I'm gonna just say this. Like, I'm gonna use me and my daughter's father, for instance. When we got together, it wasn't something that was supposed to happen. It just happened. He had some issues going on that he had to take care of, which hindered him from working. And he did his part, meaning he did whatever he needed to do so we can survive as a family, which we did. We took trips every year. We went shopping as a family. We ate as a family. We prayed as a family. Everywhere he went, If they seen him, they knew I was somewhere close, and vice versa. And that's just the way it is. That's how it was in my generation. Okay? Everybody had their mates. You know, that cheating thing existed, but it only existed if you wanted to go out of rim with in your relationship, meaning you were pretty much in the streets type of life, you know. Every now and again, fellas do step out and get led by the devil because of whatever is going on in their lives they can't understand, or things are just not right, or they've been in the house so long and then they get outside and they see these new women, you know, and then that's why I came up with the thing of us changing our wigs, taking care of ourselves. You know, if y'all look back 10 years ago, I was working out hard body. After I had my daughter, I felt so fat. I felt ugly. I was sick, you know, and I did not want my daughter's father not to want me anymore, you know, because I was all big and out of shape. And, you know, I mean, I was still cute, but it was like, I just felt, you know, just out of place. You know, we go places and then there's other women and they're looking perfect, and here it is, I'm all fat and I'm weighing almost 300 pounds because I just had this baby. I'm sick because I was sick, so they put me on steroids and I was just a mess. So to make myself happy and to make me feel good and sexy again, I worked out not only for my health, but for my appearance as well. Okay? However, I got too small. You know, I just kept working out, because I started loving the look, you know. I was just phenomenal, and I just got to give it to y'all the way I see it, you know. I was turning heads of young, old, it didn't matter. You know, I'll never forget me and my daughter's father was having a little argument, and shout out to Edgewood. And we at the gas station, right? And he going off, and he's just going. You know, he was one that argue in the street. I'm not the one that like to argue in the street. He was the one. He's the drama. So here he go, and he's going, right? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm looking at him, right? And I got on this cute little dress. I'm standing there, right? So it's funny because the people, meaning that like some of the younger people and the older people, they start pulling up, parking, or just standing there looking. So I'm just standing there looking at him go off. And one guy, was a young guy too, he's standing there, he just staring at me. So my daughter's father turned around and looked at him and said, "What are you looking at?" He was like, "I'm looking at her." And I was cracking up. And we just like, he said, "Just get in the car, just get in the car." So he said, "Well, see, you're just too skinny." And I was like, what are you talking about? He said, "You're just too small. So you want me fat so they won't look at me. And they'll make fun of me. But I'm skinny, slim, and trim. And I got them staring at me while you arguing at me. Now you mad." You know, this is what I had to say to him. So he had to think about that. You know, he kind of got used to it. You know, he would make fun of me and be like, "Oh, your head is big," and all this other stuff. And I'd be like, whatever, because my body looked good. Don't be mad, you know. But the point that I'm trying to make is I knew I looked good. He knew I looked good. The community knew I looked good. And I put in a lot of work to look that way. You know. And I say that to say that I put in that work to look like that, to not only to represent me, but to represent him too. To represent our family. To keep him on his toes. Like, yeah, you got one of them too. You got a trophy wife too, dude. Whether you know it or not, but you do. And they just showed you. Men have the tendency to want us not to be seen. And I don't know if it makes their esteem better, or because they like to compare, or I don't know what they what was their reason for it, But then it takes the woman. Oh, I'm messing up a little bit here. I'm sorry. The woman wind up losing their self-esteem because they're trying to stay right mentally for not only themselves before they mate too. Because if you remember back in the day, they would say, hey, I'm tired of coming home and I see this homely woman, meaning dragging around, looking a hot mess all the damn time in the house. But if you take me out, maybe I won't look like that all the time. Okay? If you even decide to have a dinner at home. Say, honey, well, I'm going to cook dinner for you tonight, or I'm going to order out. It's going to be me and you. I want you to put on your finest clothes. We're about to have an in-house dinner. But I want you to look good doing it. That gives me a woman, some type of incentive to make herself feel good. But if she's living that every day, oh, I got to take care of the kids. I got to clean up. I got to do this. I got to do that. I am too tired to look good. Sorry. And then he comes home, and then this is what he sees. It feels like depression to him as a man. Especially when he's just been outside and he see all of these beautiful women looking good, and then he got to come home to his wife, and she's looking a hot mess. But that's when I came up with the changing every week, wearing a new wig. So that way, he would think he cheating. And I would act a different way. I have acting skills, yeah. So that's what I would do to give him some type of feeling like he's not dealing with the same person all the time. So he wouldn't want to cheat. But then I guess it got old to him. And I didn't know what else to do after that. So I just gave up. But the point that I'm trying to make is there's someone out here for everybody. You don't have to be gay. I have nothing against gay people, and y'all know that. Okay? But there's a lot of women out here that's gay, and that's not what they really want in life. It's just that there's no men to choose from. And it's not that all the men is gay. It's that most of the men that is available, their minds are gone. They weren't raised right. So we don't have a big selection to pick from. And it's sad. And then a lot of them don't want to, like, okay, now, this day and age, we have a lot of different cultures. America is very, very diverse, okay? There's people from everywhere here in America. So, we have Arabians, we have Chinese, we have people from all over the place, okay? Even though I don't like them, Jamaicans and Africans, they're here too. But their cultures are different. They're more so controlling, okay? And here in America, the man doesn't control anything but the finances. And if he can't control the finances, then that's when a woman comes in and help him 50-50 until they can reach the goals that they need to make. Okay? In other words, hold each other down. That's what we do here in America. Them foreigners, they got a whole different outlook on life. We don't even want that way of life because you will always fall dealing with them with their nonsense. However, the American way is we come together and we build. Okay, we build that foundation. How do we do that? Well, we meet a mate, see if we attract each other, see how strong the love can become, fall in love, get married, have children, and decide what career goals they're going to set out to build what they need to build. That's the way it works. Okay? Like here in Charlotte, I have a couple of friends that I've been friends with. Matter of fact, one of the people that I met first when I first got here. Well, no, I can't say one of the people. One of the couples that I met when I first got here. They're still going strong. Shout out to them. The husband was trying to find his way. He made some bad decisions young, that kept affecting him. However, his wife kept going. And, they found the way together to build. That's the way it's done. Okay, that's the way it's done. And I'm proud of them. They have 3 kids. They go through anything like anybody else. The kid issues, the, everyday life issues, it's just part of life. It's family. This is what happens. Every day is not going to be perfect. Okay. But your mate has to come to the agreement. He stands his ground with this family, the kids that he made, the wife that he chose. That's the way it works, And now a couple of the younger generation, shout out to them. Y'all know who y'all are. It's 3 of them. 2 that's here and 1, and that's, I think 3 that's here and 1 that's in Virginia. Okay, I'm not speaking names. I'm just telling y'all the stories of these people and they're young. These kids are young, and they are building those foundations now. Okay, that's the way we did things back in the day. Okay, we built the foundation. We worked together to make things work. Okay, and they're holding on. Every day it's not perfect. It's not going to be. But they're holding strong. They're trying. It's hard. But that's what building family is about. Because years later, you're going to be able to sit back and talk about those different mishaps that y'all came up out of. And as you do these tasks of life, you become experienced. Once you become experienced, then some things that may come at you, you be like, ugh, all right, whatever, we'll fix it. And that's that. Because now you experienced, you went through it. And you went through it together as a family. So you just can't give up. Now, I know it seems like a lot of men is weak today, and they are. And it's not, you have a selective few. I'm going to just say that. A selective few. If they're not complaining about one thing, they're complaining about something else. Me and a friend the other day, we was talking about how men was telling her that her mouth is a problem. And she said, wait a minute. My mouth is a problem because I'm telling you how I feel inside. So I'm supposed to just allow you to just do whatever you want to me? I'm a human being. Yet I'm not going to allow you to misuse me. You can use me, but don't misuse me. So now, when they feel like they can't deal with you not financially, the way your mouth is or whatever the case may be, because you say what you feel or whatever the case may be, what they used to do is go to the white girls. Okay, but now the white girls done caught on. Okay, so we're going to start acting like the black girls and see how these niggas act. So now they don't want to deal with the black or the white. So what is there left? Now they moving over to the men. Okay, but somebody got to be submissive, whether it's two men or not. Somebody has to be submissive. Either it's going to be you or them. So what's the point of so-called becoming gay if you knew you was going to have to be submissive to a point anyway? Make it make sense. And then that don't work either. And then you wonder why you by yourself. Stop following the trends. Okay? And just learn to stand your ground. Because that's what it's all about. These people are just following trends. It's not that they really want to be gay. It's not that they really want to be out here doing all these negative things. They think that that is a trend. And they're trying to follow it because that's what's popping. You know, some people just have that, I got to be with the in crowd because they have no identity. Instead of building their identity through their family. Okay? You know how we laugh and talk about how some people are never amount to nothing because they don't have identity. They got to drink or use drugs or whatever to be whoever they want to be. That's not the way it works. You create who you are through your family. You don't have to steal others' identity. Like me, people love me because I'm always fun. I've always been that way. That's who I am. That's my identity. I don't need to get high. I don't need to get drunk. I can be me. That's why I'm free. I'm free-spirited because I'm who I am every day. If I'm not that person, it's because I'm not feeling good, I'm depressed, or whatever the case may be, but I'm me. People know, like, I'm going to use work, for instance, at work. People will search for me just because they want to smile. They want to laugh. Because that's how I make people feel. It's all about your aura. How kind can you be to yourself? Forget about anybody else. How kind can you be to yourself to keep a loving spirit, to bring other loving spirits? I don't do it because it's a trend. Talk to the people because it's a trend. I talk to the people because they want to be talked to. And they feel enough love from me to open up and know that their business is not going to be spread all over the place. So with that being said, I don't have to follow a trend.
You off your podcast?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
What's wrong?
I didn't talk to you.
Okay, give me 10 minutes and I'll be done.
Okay.
If you live life based on trends, you'll never make it. You know, I had, let me use this for instance right here, what I'm about to say. I had one of my proteges wanted me to, make a song. He wrote me a song, wanted me to make it. And I said, This ain't for me. I read it. I'm like, this is not for me. This is not who I am. So I can't make this song. I want you to be somebody other than what you're not. That's what trends do to people. Make you somebody that you're not. Okay? And like everybody that know me from New York, everywhere, I've always hung out with Jamaican people. That's why I made a Jamaican song. Even though I'm not Jamaican. Not because it was trending. I gave it a trend. I put it out there. In other words, I said, okay, hold on. Let me dig. Let me see. Let's bring this right here back to the top. That's how it's done. The same with family. You come together as a family and build. Okay, so with this one over here is trending this. Well, you know what? I want to do something different. We don't respect the similar. We respect the different. You got all these people out here cheating. You got all these people out here gay. You got all these people out here committing suicide because they feel like life is too hard. You know, they try to say that, you know, my generation was the hardest generation and that's why we're so hard. And why we can get through everything. No, that's not why. Because we saw life for what it was. And y'all try to paint a picture, a falsified picture, okay, of what life should be. And then everybody tries to follow it. That's not the way it works. We deal with life head on. That's the way it works. We shed a tear, wipe it off, and keep it pushing. We always have someone to depend on. I got to be by myself. And that. Nah, that's not how we do things. That's not how we did things in my generation. We never separated. It was always two. Always. Y'all have taken this life thing to a whole nother level that I am not agreeable with. The change is not sufficient enough for real life. And this is why we keep teaching. Not because we don't like the way the youngins are coming up, but y'all wasn't taught enough. Y'all haven't even been through, y'all haven't been through nothing. And that's just the facts. So we're going to keep it reevaluating the way things are going down. And even like with the songs that's being made, either we push them or we won't. I don't care what the damn radio play. We can shut the radio off. Because we control it. That's why I tell people all the time. You know, like somebody has said to me, forget about New York. How? Those are my friends, my customers, some of my family. If you could just shut things out totally like that, and forget where you came from because you want to be a whole new person, something is wrong with you. Because who made you who you are today is the things that you went through in the past. Nobody said to keep reliving it. But you can't get rid of it. Because if you get rid of it, that's saying everything that you've done, you're trying to forget. And if you choose to forget, that means all the lessons that God put you through, you no longer want to reevaluate. So you're worthless to life. Because life experiences is what make you who you are. The pain that you go through. Just like these women. They keep dealing with men and then men keep hurting them. And then they say, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to be gay. But you wasn't going through them life experiences to become gay. You were going through them life experiences so you can say what you don't and do want. In a man. Or in a woman. I'm not willing to accept this. I'm not willing to accept that. Because of life experiences. You want to know why? I'll tell you why, but you have to ask. But this is where I stand. This is who I am. My life experiences has brought me to who I am today. And I'm not going to tolerate A, B, and C. And I expect you have some on your line that you may not want to tolerate. And I can see if it's feasible or not. And if it's feasible, I'm all for it. If it's not, I'll let you know. People don't date anymore. Once in a blue, you may see somebody on social media. When you go out to these different restaurants, you only see families. You don't see just a man and a woman having a date. Only time you'll see them having a date is if they're going on a trip. Everybody wants to go everywhere. I guess everybody got they started that, what's that thing, bucket list. Oh, well, I need to go over here, and I need to go over there, and I need to... So they go broke trying to travel. And they ain't even got furniture in their house. No curtains up. Don't have headboards. Make it make sense. Y'all think y'all trending and we laughing at y'all. And that's just the facts. So I say all that to say, prioritize your life. If a man don't want to be with you, oh well. There's plenty more. Shake it off, get yourself together, and go find a few more. Oh.
You done now?
Let me get off. All right, I got to do my mother duties. Daughter needs to talk to me. So I love you guys. I just wanted to throw those things out there. Y'all don't have to be gay. Just get yourself together, shake it off, and find you somebody new. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good one. This is JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, Jacqueline Richardson, whatever y'all call me. Y'all make sure y'all check out that book, That Boxer. Okay, it's a romance novel. Athletes, death, all kind of stuff is in that book. Y'all check it out so y'all can get some type of idea of what living life is about. I'll talk to y'all soon.